Hello, welcome. YouTube. Hello. And remember that the camera on YouTube is opposite. Hello. Welcome. Streaming on TikTok and on YouTube. Hello. Let's talk about this self-mastery, self-concept. It's what you think about you and your world is the reality you're creating. So if you want to experience something different, you must imagine something differently. Hey, Grand Rising, Vanessa. Hello. So whatever you accept is true. Self-concept, self-mastery is key. Hello, El Glaze. Welcome. This life is all about you. You are the center of the universe. You are the universe. Everything comes from you. You didn't come here to change the world, save the world, tell the world how wrong it is. No, you came to what? Create, imagine, be imitators of God as their children. Because why? You are God, manifested in the flesh. Grand Rising. Hello, everyone. Angela, Cookie, and Radiant Speaks. Yes. Your self-concept is key because that is all you will see. You only see your own consciousness. Your consciousness is the only reality. Hey, Siobhan, welcome. So it's your thoughts, it's your perspective. You know, in this world that we live in, anyone is always trying to gain your attention. Everyone wants you to see life through their lens as opposed to you seeing life through your own lens. This is about claiming your mind back. You are the operant power, and you get to tell your thoughts what to think, and you get to tell your feelings how to feel. It's all about you. Hello, Sergio. So I love how you incorporated prayer because people paint the law of assumption as anti-Christ. No, it's not anti-Christ. You are the Christ. Thou art the Son. Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. That's who you are. Yes, manifestation is based on the scriptures. The two familiar scriptures. I got to find out. I got to remember where it's found in Matthew. Because in Mark, it's 11 and 24, right? Mark, therefore I say unto you, therefore I say to you. You don't like that old English dialect, right? I like the King James Version. I like the old English dialect. But if you don't like that, you can use the NIV. You can use the NSV. You can use, there's so many translations. Just make sure whatever translation you're using, it doesn't dilute the message. Hey, April. Good morning. And all things. Did it say some things, many things, most things? And all things. So that's Matthew 21 and 24. That's where it's found in Matthew. Matthew 21 and 24 and Mark 11 and 24. I'm sorry, Matthew 11, 21 and 22. And it's Mark 11 and 24. I mostly quote the Mark 11 and 24. Therefore I say unto you, therefore I say to you, what things soever you desire when you pray, believe you have received it, and what you shall have it. That's the recipe for life. Those 4 simple steps. Yes, Tony. Yes, God's instructions was to mimic him. Just follow instructions. Absolutely. And we are streaming on TikTok and on YouTube this morning. All right. So Matthew 21 and 22 says, and all things whatsoever you shall ask. Who asks? You. It's what you shall ask in prayer, believing you might, maybe, perhaps. No, you shall receive. The only condition placed upon you is belief. That's the only condition. That is the only condition placed upon you. You got to have faith. Without faith, it is impossible. That's your only condition. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Jasmine, welcome, welcome. Good morning. That is the only condition. It didn't say you had to have a certain type of education. Well, academia, because our school systems don't educate. They indoctrinate. They tell you what they want you to know. They tell you what you think you should learn. Education, educare, really means to draw out of you that which is already within you. So our school systems were never meant to, are not now. They do not educate, they indoctrinate. They tell you what you want to, what they want you to know, what they want you to believe. Right, exactly. Not might, you shall. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Does that say day shade? Can't really see that. Yes, have to remind myself this daily. Yes, John D. You gotta have faith, faith, faith. I gotta have faith. I said you gotta have faith, faith, faith. I gotta have faith. Maybe you're asking me to stay. Say please, please, please don't go away. You say I'm giving you the blues. Well, maybe you mean every word you say. I can't help but think of yesterday. And to another one who tied me down to lover boy blues. Before this river becomes an ocean. Before I throw my heart back on the floor. Oh, I reconsider this foolish notion. Something, something. But I asked for something more. I haven't heard the song in a while. But I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith. Grand Rising, Shalonda. Y'all know I like to sing over here. At least I try to. I like to keep it light and fun. But yes, the recipe is found in those 4 simple steps. And we do this naturally. It's not something we really even have to think about. But you do want to practice it so that you embody it and never forget it, right? You're always making decisions. And you have to decide, is it something that you really want? Or are you saying it? Or are you asking just because the world thinks so, right? That's why a lot of times we don't realize our desires, because we're asking them based out of fear and what someone else said we should do, as opposed to what it is that we really want to do. Sit with your experience, and that's okay if it's just for the experience, just because you want to prove to yourself that this law works. That's all you want to do, because you only know through experience. You want to prove it to yourself. He said, prove me now herewith and see if I will not open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing you shall not have room enough to receive. You must prove this to yourself, that the operant power in man is the mind. Thing is, we know this. We see this in our world. We know whatever the mind of man thinks, he creates. We see this. We see that man uses brute strength, might, power to create in this world, right? Scripture says it's not by power nor by will, but what? But by my spirit. But by my spirit. So you let the world have its thing. You do let the world do what they're gonna do. The world operates in fear. The world operates in brute strength. The world says that might is right. That's the world's way. You're in the world, but you're not of the world. You're not to operate from the world's perspective, from the world's point of view. You're here to to actualize the God state, and to know that all you have to do is believe a thing to be so, and it will be so. Remember, you always act from your beliefs. Always. You always act from your beliefs. That's why you're told to change your mind, you change the world. When you change the way you think, you change the way you act. Every action is based off a belief about it. That's why people are always trying to persuade you to believe what they're saying. Because if they can get you to believe what they're saying, they can control your actions. That's why you want to master your own mind. So then your actions flow from what? That love state. So that your actions flow from righteousness. Right thinking creates right action. Right? And it's all about, what world do you want to see? What world do you want to actualize for yourself, for your family, for generations that's going to flow through you? Right? Scripture says that a good man leave an inheritance for what? His children's children's children. So what inheritance are you going to leave your children? How to operate this law of mind, right? The law of mind, the law of belief, the law of assumption, the law of life, mind science, self-mastery, self-concept. Who do you say that I am? Whatever a man thinks in his heart, that's what he should be. Man, mind are synonymous. When you see man, just change it to mind. Let this man mind be in you that was also in Christ Jesus, who, being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation and became a servant, right? Became a servant. When you serve self, you serve others. You start at home first, get your life right, then you'll be able to see clearly how to what? Help another get their life right. Get the bold out of your eye, and you'll see clearly to remove the respect out of your brother's eye. You got to get you right first. Then you can help others. Get your life right. Get yourself in order. Then you can go and spread this gospel, this good news, this God spell. Hey, neighbor, good morning. Self-mastery is key. Then you recognize it's not about the getting of a thing. It's about being. Being. When you know that you are, you always have. You never lack. But when you don't know who you are, you believe in lack. You believe there's not enough. You believe in competition and comparison. There's no competition or comparison in God, in consciousness, in the spirit, in the Christ mind, the Buddha mind, the Krishna mind, whatever you want to call it. Whatever Adam named a thing, that's what it shall be called. You're Adam. I'm Adam. Adam represents humanity. Right? Whatever we decide to call a thing, that's what it shall be. So, again, the question was asked to the Christ. Who do you say I am? And faith, known as Peter. He didn't call him Peter, though. What? He called him son of Barjona. Right? He said, flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but the Father within, he has made this known to you, right? So you can't convince someone of who they are. This revelation has to come from within. That's why we don't go around trying to convince anyone of this truth. When they're ready to hear, they'll come find it. They'll come seeking after it. You ain't got to try to convince nobody of this. They ain't going to hear it no way. My partner talked about how animals are perpetually in the present moment and never envy another animal's experience. That present moment. That's interesting because I was listening to, I'm a big football head. We got Super Bowl coming on tomorrow. And Tom Brady was being interviewed, right? One known as, the GOAT of the football, right? The greatest quarterback to have ever, won seven championships, been to 10 Super Bowls, won 7 of them, right? So I always like to listen to those who have achieved greatness. And he says something like Michael Jordan always would say, being in that present moment while they're doing the sport that they loved. While they were playing the sport that they loved, they were always in that present moment. Right? They weren't anywhere else but in that moment, right? Michael Jordan would say, why would I think about missing a shot I never took? I always thought that was like, damn. That's right. Like, why would I? But most of us will deal in anxiety. We think about, what if I don't get it right? What if I miss it? What if it don't turn out right? Right? He was like, why would I think about missing a shot I've never taken? Like, what? That's the furthest thing from my mind. I believe I'm gonna make every shot. I'm always in the present moment. And that's what Tom Brady was saying. He was like, he said, I wasn't thinking about missing any throws. I believe every throw I threw was going to be caught. I'm in the moment and I'm doing what I love. That's why I said it's about love. You got to fall in love with the desire, right? They fell in love with their desire. Do I believe psychics don't work? It's not what I believe. It's what do you believe? It's not what I believe. Because it doesn't matter what they say, it's what you believe about what they say. It's whether you accept what they're saying. That's the only thing that matters. Oh, yes, I think he is conscious manifester. Yep. Or maybe he's just great self-concept with being conscious of it. Yep. Without being, yep. I think sometimes we have to turn our atom off and just have the experiences sometimes. Being present, absolutely. Absolutely, neighbor. Absolutely. We're not present enough in the moment. We're always trying to think ahead of the moment. And usually when we're thinking ahead of a moment, we're not thinking of the best outcome, right? We've been programmed to think of the worst, to prepare for the best, but expect the worst instead of expect the best and prepare for the best. Expect the best and prepare for the best. Self-mastery, getting that mind right, getting that mind in order. And I know when we come over to this side, we're convinced somehow that what we have is insufficient, right? Even though we possess all things, we're convinced we haven't figured out how to get everything we need, right? So we think that life is about the accumulation of things. And of course, there's nothing wrong with having stuff, right? The things will be added unto you, right? The things always come when you understand who you are, right? Say, why is it common sense to prepare for the worst? It's not, exactly. It's common ignorance, exactly. It's common ignorance. Yep. Say, yeah, I believe psychics know the current energy, but I guess that's just a waste of money and time. You can know your own energy. Again, we're still seeking outside of ourselves for the answer. And we've all done it. I did it too. When I came to this side and I was still trying to figure out and learn more about who I am and trust myself, I did the same thing. I went to a psychic too. That experience showed me that I don't need to go to anybody outside of myself. That experience showed me that if I'm going to trust anybody, I'm going to trust me. No more trusting anything outside of myself anymore. If I get it wrong, which, Abraham Hicks reminds us there's no getting it wrong, right? But if I end up having an experience I don't like, what do I get to do? I get to change it. I get to revise it. I get to perceive it differently. I don't have to accept any experience. So why do I need to look to seek something outside of myself for this experience when if I don't like it, I just get to change it? Having faith is hard sometimes, believing in an unknown. Well, you're telling yourself that. That's what you have to deconstruct. That's what you have to change your mindset about, thinking that it's hard. Oh, they weren't foretelling me anything. It was mostly trying to convince me that I was hiding something, or it was very for lack of a better word, negative. It wasn't coming from a place, it was almost like this this want to say that they're empaths, but what I find, most people that say they're empaths, for some reason they can only feel negativity. They can only sense wrongness. It wasn't about some wonderful experience they wanted to share with me. It was more of a doom and gloom type thing. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No, this ain't what it is. This ain't where it's at. They only go to readers to know a outcome when we create them. Right, Rich Rock. Yes, that's it. They only go to readers to know a outcome when we create them. Love that. That's it. That's it. And we forget that. We forget that. Hey, Rich Rising. Yes, Baba, I am. Yes, yes. Hey, hey. High vibes only. Happy Saturday. Yes, so we're on YouTube and on TikTok. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, sometimes I feel afraid that what I want will take a long time to realize. How do I change this? Being present and loving on yourself. See, when you're living your best life, time does not exist for you. Time only exists is when you're trying to wait for a thing to happen, as opposed to knowing that it's already done. Yeah, why not just believe in us? Yeah, when you just go out and live life, experience the now moment, give yourself all to that moment instead of waiting around to look and see. That's when it appears to be taking a very long time. It's like trying to watch paint dry or waiting for water to boil, right? But if you walked away and did some other things and put your attention on something else, you come back, water boiling, paint dry, everything is happening. Because things are always happening, you're just not aware of it, and you think by watching a seed grow up out of the ground somehow makes it happen quicker. No, if you plant a seed in the ground and you sat there and waited to see how the seed, which most people do, right? Those who are in agriculture, they want to understand nature. There are people who have done that because that was their passion, that was their desire. They want to see how seeds grew up out of soil, right? They want to understand, the process regarding that. But when it comes to you planting a seed in your garden, you're not supposed to be trying to figure out how it grows. It grows on its own volition, just like your desires. Your desires have their own way of manifesting. And you just have to learn how to trust the I am within you. This is what you have to learn how to trust. This is what you have to. And here's the thing: you trusted everything else outside of you, and now you're wondering, well, how do I trust what's within me? The same way you trusted everything outside of you. The same way you give trust to that, and you didn't know, you can do the same thing with yourself. So I tell myself, God is within me and everything and everyone, which means there is nothing I am without. Absolutely. Absolutely. That same trust you gave to your parents, your teachers, that you give to your employers or your clients or your coworker or whoever, place that same faith within you. Put that same faith in yourself. Make your word count for something. Let your word be bond. Let it be because I said so, so it is. Right? That's what God says, let there be, and it was. Hey, Sporty, you said, is it already done if a person misses a deadline? Well, God doesn't miss deadlines, and maybe desired outcome was meant to go another way. Okay, the desired outcome, when you say desired outcome meant to go another way, did you still get what you wanted and you thought it should have happened a certain way and it didn't happen the way you thought it should have? Because that's the part that's none of your work. That's the part that's none of your business, how it actually comes into fruition. The thing is, did you get the desired outcome though? Was it what you wanted and better? Or did you not get what you wanted because you were fearful, doubtful, and putting your butts in the way? Yep, stand on business when it comes to trusting your own word. Yeah, so we are on TikTok and we are streaming on YouTube. Learning to trust in yourself. The thing is, we're so concerned with the how. That's what you have to detach yourself from. You have to stop trying to figure out how it's going to happen. That truly is not your work. Okay, they told you that it was supposed to happen on a Friday. And then it didn't happen till Monday. Then that means that their time frame was insignificant. That their time frame, how does someone outside of you dictate time to you unless you allow them to? Unless you don't understand the law of mind, that you are the operating power, that everything works according to you, to your time, not their time. There's no time in God. When it happens exactly when it was supposed to. It was always on time. It's never late. There's no such thing as being late. Something happened on their end where it had to happen on Monday, even though they said it was supposed to happen on Friday. Something took place where Monday was just the right opportune time. It was perfect. We gotta learn how to not worry. Like that worrying, boy, gotta send a chokehold. We gotta let that worrying go. And I get it. Some of us feel like, oh my goodness, if this doesn't happen when I need it to happen, what am I going to do? Was it like you're making it be an emergency? You're making it be urgent. When if you would just learn to chill out and relax and let go, you will see everything will just fall into place. So I want to be in a relationship. Now I can't even pick who to be with. Manifesting is real. Yes. Sometimes I will feel myself imagining to get something comfort. Then I tell myself it's okay, it's done. It's just my mind. Absolutely. Hey, Lisa. Yes, it prolongs it because it causes you not to see what's already there. Jasmine, your worrying causes you not to see what's already there. You're telling yourself it's not happening. So you've convinced yourself that it's not happening. You're convinced yourself it's not done. Yep, the mind wants to solve a problem always. Yep. So when I don't care if something happens or not, it happens. When I want it tightly, doesn't. Yeah, because you didn't drop the seed. You held it in your hand. You didn't drop the seed in faith, knowing it to be so. You held it tight with a grasp, and you kept it close to you, which caused it not to be able to grow. Hey, A-Town, great day, multi-millionaires, kings and queens. Yes. Transforming that mind. That's really your work. Your work is to transform your mind. Your work is to be that what you want to be. See yourself as already having it. Not trying to figure out how to get it. And so many of us are still focused and stuck on how to get it, how to make it so, what to do. There's nothing to do. There's only to be. You have to go from desiring, number one, to believing, which is number three, which is being faithful to it. You want to move from wanting the thing to having the thing. Let go of wanting to being. That's the state you want to be in. To them that have, it shall be given. Too many of us are still wanting it to be so, as opposed to knowing it's already so. Oh, yes, sporty. Yes. That's great. Yep. No more worrying about it. Exactly. Because it does wear you out. It does tear you out, tire you out. Because it was never your work to worry about it anyway. You were never that just brought about frustration and anxiety and exhaustion. Yes. When you release it and let it go and let it do what it's going to do, then you will see how easily it shows up. Exactly. You just said it right there. Fear. The thing that you fear has come upon you. You're not operating in faith. Right? Without faith, it's impossible to get the desire, because you have to believe that the desire is, and it rewards you what? For your diligence. You're not remaining diligent. You're not steadfast. You're not committed. You're double-minded. You're being tossed to and fro. Right? You want somebody else to tell you that you have your desire, as opposed to you knowing that it's already yours. And they'll gladly take your money to be wrong. Psychics will gladly take your money to tell you what you want to be hear and be wrong. Only good to read the no, which I know anyways. Yep, I need to do is just be thankful and relax in the knowing. Yep, that's all you need to do. That's it. Be thankful and relax in the knowing. Here's the thing you have to ask yourself, dream woman. Here's the thing that will relax and settle the mind, right? How is your life right now that the thing isn't there? Is your life falling apart that the thing you asked for isn't there? Like, you can't see it now. How is your life different or worse off because the thing you're asking for hasn't shown up? Like, do you have everything else? You have food, you have shelter, you have, like everything you quote unquote need is present. See, we have to learn how to not operate from that fear state, that lack, that, oh my God, this one thing. It's like you think that the one thing that you can't see is the thing that'll bring you happiness, when you should be happy regardless if you have the thing or not. You really think the thing is what's going to bring the joy and the peace and the contentment, the relaxation? Do you think that thing that you're asking for is the end all be all? Or do you know that your peace, joy, love is found within you? Hey, user 433. The NC. Hey, Trinity. Hello. Saying NC, my husband, don't know if I should or not reach out with heartfelt message or chill and let it come to me. Reach out with what? Okay, so here's the thing. It's not about what you do outward, it's what you do inward. That's what we got to understand. Your actions are based on your beliefs. So anything you do is always a result of what you believe anyway. Right? And your doing is never what gets the blessing. It's your faith. It's your faith. It's your belief in you that gets the blessing. Works justifies no one. It's your belief in you that causes you to act. It is your beliefs that causes the behavior. So that's why focus on changing your mindset, and then you don't have to worry about what actions to take, because the actions will be natural. Always. Because the action is always automatic. It's always based on who you say I am. That's why self-concept is key. What do you say about you? It's all in us. Everything we seek, it is. Truthfully, it doesn't matter what you do. This doesn't affect your end. Exactly. That's my opinion. Exactly. It's not about what you do. It's about who you are. It's about who you are. What if a person has food and housing on the line? How should they handle that? Hello, Connie. What do you mean on the line? Are we thinking from a lack mentality, thinking that we don't already possess all things? It's your belief in lack that produces more of it. It's your belief in it that produces more of it. When you shift your mentality and say that you, and when you can imagine and claim for yourself that you already have everything you could possibly need, then what you say you have must show up. But if you're telling yourself you don't have enough, that it's hard to come by, then the actions you take will what confirm that reality. Yep. Hey, Sandy. Yep. The thing is, people get logical about manifestation because it's not about your reasoning mind. Your reasoning mind cannot devise the way to bring your manifestation to you. And remember, your manifestation just means thoughts made visible. It's your thoughts that you're seeing. That's why you got to change the way you think so you can change the way you act. But too many of us want to change our actions without changing our thinking. And that's why we're making a mess of things, because we're trying to do before be. You must be, and then you automatically do. The thinking is the cause, never the doing. The doing is the effect. Another thing that I realized in meditation, if you keep looking for it, it slows it down. Yep. Just move like you have it. Yes. Hey, Toyia, welcome. Yes, stop feeling guilt and shame. Anything that goes against you. Yep. Saying you have detached. How do you put yourself on pedestal and remove desire? It's not about removing desire. It's about claiming that you already have it. This is what you have to do in meditation and when you're falling asleep in that inner conversation, right? Right now, you're trying to reason and trying to make it logical, like someone just said. Stop trying to reason. You still trying to figure out how. That's why we're having this conversation. Because you want me to tell you how a thing is going to happen. I have absolutely no idea. I have no idea how the thing you're going to get is going to come. I can't tell you that. I'm not a soothsayer. I don't have a crystal ball. Every desire has its own way of manifesting. And you have to see yourself with it and believe it's already yours. And then it shows up. I can't tell you how it's coming. I don't know. And I'm not going to pretend to know. Because I don't. It's already done. It's already yours. And the reason that you don't believe that's the reason why you can't see that. Because you don't believe it's already yours. You want somebody to tell you how. That's why you go into these psychics. Because you want someone to tell you what to do step by step to get your desire. I'm not a psychic. You prophesy over your own life by saying, what? The thing I desire already belongs to me. And then the greater part of you, your desire, has its own way of manifesting, has its own way of revealing itself. Comes in the most natural way because of who you say you are. Life really is an experience. Yep. You can say, oh, I'm detaching, but you can't lie to yourself. You can't lie about your faith. Absolutely, Trinity. Yep. If you know you have it, why feel anxious about it? Yep. Well, right. Would you question its existence? Yes, exactly. Hey, Nick's Art. I'm someone who pays rent, but might be short. How do I become someone without financial stress? The financial stress thing is really about seeing yourself differently, Nick. It really is about seeing yourself differently. You have to transform your thinking when it comes to money. You have to start saying within yourself that everything is already taken care of. You have to start talking differently about money. You have to change your mindset when it comes to saying that money is difficult, that it's hard, that you have to struggle and strain to get whatever you desire. You have to completely do a 180 when it comes to what you think about money. This is your self concept. It is so important that you change what you think about you when it comes to finances and abundance. How do you change your mindset when it comes to finances and abundance? You look at your world and you see that this world is an abundant world. Everything you see is always more than one. I don't care what it is. You go outside, you see the vast skies, the vast blue skies. You see it there, regardless of what street or neighborhood you live in. You either see a bunch of apartments or homes. You see a bunch of cars on the road. You see the grass. It ain't one blade. It's so many you can't count. Even if you live in up north where I am, trees. You see a bunch of them. A lot of them may not have leaves on them, but you still see a bunch of trees. Right? You know that comes springtime that the trees will have lots of foliage all over. It'll be leaves everywhere. You have to be able to see abundance now and claim the abundance now. And that's how you change your mind about abundance and lack, by seeing it present in your world now, not waiting to get money to feel rich, knowing that the richness is found within you, that you're an abundant. Your currency is your thoughts, and you have what? Infinite thoughts. Your thoughts are infinite, and some thoughts you're not even aware of that you have. Right? We have thoughts just roaming around in our consciousness, and they're infinite. And that's your storehouse, because your currency is your thought. Is what you think about you is what you will see. Now you got to decide how you're going to think about you. Are you going to continue to complain about not having enough money? Or are you going to start saying that money comes to you easily, effortlessly, continuously, flowing into your experience? And say, if you want to doubt, you don't know, you have it. Yep. What I desire also desires me. It's impossible that you got something that you didn't believe in. Doesn't happen. Does not happen. I don't know why people say that, that they got something they didn't believe in. There was an acceptance within you. You can't get something that you don't believe in. We don't create things that don't exist. We don't create things. We don't manifest things that don't exist. And the thing is, Dream Woman, you still trying to ask people the how. How did this happen? How did this happen? How did this happen? Everything comes into our experience based on our acceptance of it. That's what belief is. You thought a thing was true, which is why it was true for you. Be it good, bad, or indifferent, wrong or right, good or evil, positive or negative. You had an acceptance, which is all belief means. Belief means an acceptance. You see lots of bugs during the summer, right? Oh, you're welcome, Nick's Art. Yep. I feel like I'm so close. Money comes to me, but I don't. But I doubt it coming sometimes. Here's the thing: when you start to doubt Nick's Art, just tell yourself that's the old story. That's the old story, and now we're telling a new story. Don't judge the thought. Don't judge it. Don't analyze it. Don't criticize it. Just say that's the old story that we're no longer telling. We're going to tell the new story. I'm abundant in all areas of my life. Abundance is all around me. There's only abundance. I only see abundance. I only know abundance. Yep, I am living in my desired life. Yes, one thing I love about Eliza, she always takes time to respond to her. Oh, yes. The how and the when is none of our business. That's up to source. Exactly. Exactly. Janie, yes, that's it. I was told it was given when I was shown the desire. Exactly. It was yours the moment the moment you asked, I answered. Yes, because here's the thing. The old story is going to try to make its appearance. The old state will try to hold on for dear life. We operate out of familiarity, out of habitual thinking. We're creatures of habits. And now we're deciding to what? Actualize the truth of our being, to allow the truth of who we are to make itself known in our world. But that old man, that old mind is like, oh, no, 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 no. We like familiarity. No, 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 no. We like the old story. You got to tell that old mind, that old man, settle down. It's okay. This is good. You got to talk to yourself. Be willing to talk to yourself. Calm yourself down. Relax your mind. Here, these are the 4 steps. Dream woman, 4 steps. Decide what you want. Give thanks for having it. That's your acknowledgement that the thing you're asking for already exists. Step 3, you must remain faithful to that desire. Regardless of what your circumstances is showing you, you continue to remain faithful to your desire, right? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, which is expectation, and the evidence of not being able to see it. You don't need faith for things you can see. You need faith for things that you cannot see. You must remain faithful to it. And number 4, this is what you need to get ingrained within your mind. Be still and know. Stop trying to figure out how. Stop trying to figure out when. It's already done. And you have to practice this. This is all I'm going to tell you. Anytime you ask me a question about manifestation, I'm going to point you to this recipe right here. Decide what you want, general or specific, doesn't matter. Give thanks for having it because it already exists. The moment you asked, I answered. While you were yet speaking, it did appear. Continue to remain faithful to it. You must believe it. You must accept it. I don't care what you do, what you say. Everything you ever experienced is because you believed it was a possibility, because you believed in its existence. You got to remain faithful. You got to be persistent. And number 4, you do nothing to make it so. Why? Because your self-concept has changed. Your self-concept says, I am this. And since your self-concept says, I am this, you must what? Express it in its own way. Every desire has its own way of manifesting. No man knows the way or the hour in which the manifestation shall come. No man does. Can you be shown in a dream or in a vision? Yes, you can. Does that come from your reasoning mind? No, it doesn't. It comes from the higher realm. It comes from the subconscious mind. It comes from Christ consciousness. It comes from the source. It comes from the all. This is the recipe. It doesn't change. It's not going to change. This is the recipe. Do you want to use techniques to help you along with the recipe? Sure, you can. If you want to journal it, you want to script it because that makes it more real to you. Okay. You want to do mirror technique? Okay. You want to do a water technique? Okay. You want to do a 55 by 5? Okay. You want to do robotic affirming? Okay. But when you're done with all those techniques, it's your self-concept. It's your inner conversation, which is actually your affirmation. Your inner conversations, those conversations you have with your friends and your family about your SP, about your finances, about whatever it is you're desiring. When you have those conversations, that's what's telling you what you really believe. Pay attention to those conversations because those are your affirmations. Are you speaking in opposition to what you want to experience? Oh, Nick, it's real and it's happening and it already belongs to you. Say, then I just sat with it for a while and it hit me. Yes, yes. Acting like Wachovia. Who is Wachovia? I have no idea who that is. Resistance of Peace and excitement I feel is unreal. Oh, wow. Yep. Live for better than the best you know. Yep. Mark 11 and 24. Yep. Expected, appreciated. You're able to do whatever you want to do. There is no should or shouldn'ts. Who is that? Pretty Mammalia. You can do whatever you want. Some people look really young. Like I was always told I look like a teenager, even when I'm in my 20s. Right. People will say it's about genetics or whatever. I think that's a cop out. Yep. Yep. I don't know what blind faith is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what blind faith is. It's like pulling up to the drive. Epigenetics. Right. Right. People look young because of self-concept, whether consciously. Yep. Self-concept. Yep. Yep. The only labels and limits that are out there are the ones you believe to be true. Exactly. Exactly. Whatever you need to do to convince yourself of your reality, there is no wrong or right. There is no wrong or right. When you get through with the crystals and the astrology and the tea leaves and the tarot cards and all of the techniques, you'll come to realize you don't need anything outside of your mind. That you don't need anything other than you. Are those tools fun? Yes. If you're going to use them, have fun with them. Don't put, because the only reason you ever experience anything is because of your belief, because of your faith, because of your assumption. Now, do we get things that we didn't ask for? Yes. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered into the hearts of man the hearts of man, the subconscious mind, the things that God has in store for them that love him and walk upright before him. Yes, you're going to say, now unto him that's able to do exceeding abundantly above all that you could ever ask or think, according to the power that works within you. Yes, the windows of heaven will be opened up and you will have blessings pouring out that you do not have room enough to receive. Yes, yes, yes. It always comes back. Give and it shall be given unto you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. Yes, 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 yes. You can get things you had it never entered your mind to even ask for. Yes, 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 yes. And you also can have the thing that you did ask for. And that can come back multiplied and exceeding. Yes, we are the creators of our 3D world. That's why some people choose not to even be specific about a thing. Some people just choose to be general. Some people just ask for peace, joy, happiness, love, kindness. And then they just let, as Abraham Hicks would say, let the universe delight and surprise you. Right? Some people don't get into the details of what they want. They don't get into the specifics. They have a general desire. I just want freedom. I just want security. I just want to know what it truly means to be free, what it truly means to be secure, what it truly means to have joy overflowing, right? That's what scripture tells you, to seek ye first the kingdom of heaven first in all of his righteousness. And then all the things get added. Because Paul tells us sometimes we don't know how to pray. We don't know what we ought to pray for. But the Spirit makes intercession on our behalf, right? Because we have groanings and murmurings. Hey, Everett, welcome, welcome. Hello, Reaching Nirvana. Hello. See, that's you. That's you. Nice. Yes. Press down and running over. Okay. Got me feeling like I'm at church catching the spirit. So they tell you my awakening story. But I came into this understanding in 2018. Prior to that, I was back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I was in the church, married to a preacher, was a Sunday school teacher, started having questions regarding some of the teachings in church. Left church about, I want to say around between 2008, 2009, somewhere in there. Fast forward 2018. Well, in between that time, I went through the what you call it, atheism mindset. And then I dipped my toe a little bit into the Pan-Africanism. That didn't really sit well with me. So then I kind of just left everything alone when it came to about understanding more of who I was or what, or, having questions. But it did dawn on me. I was like, if we're energy, and this is before I found law of attraction or anything, it just came to me. It was like, well, if we're energy and energy is never created or destroyed, then that means that I was never created, that I just am. Like, I just had that revelation that I was never created nor destroyed, that I am energy. And so I was really heavy into left-wing politics. I used to listen to some YouTubers on that I would listen to left-wing politics. And because I was on YouTube, that's how I found law of attraction. I found a law of attraction video, listened to it. I was like, oh, this is what I've been looking for. This answers my questions. And I sent the video to my husband. He listened to it. And we were like, yeah. And then ever since then, I kind of just, for like 2 years, every day, I listened to Abraham Hicks. Because at that time, I stopped working in 2017. So 2018 is when, so I had all day, every day to just consume and listen to all of these videos and read all of these different. I also found You Are Creators. I found Infinite Waters. So I was listening to a lot of different people regarding, but my main source was Abraham Hicks. So I had read the Ask It Is Given, Law of Attraction, went to one of her conferences. I was like, that's all I listened to was Abraham Hicks. And then I found Neville Goddard, and that opened up even more because I wanted to understand scripture. And so when I discovered Neville Goddard, I noticed that they kind of taught a little differently, and some things that he was saying wasn't so much in agreement with what she was saying. And I kind of just leaned more into the law of assumption than the law of attraction, because the law of attraction still gave me vibes of thinking of something outside of me, where law of assumption, the way Neville Goddard taught it, and Dr. Joseph Murphy, that it was all coming from within me, that there was no separateness, that I am the cause of all things. Yes, everything is already what it is. Treasures are stored up, waiting our return. Yes, Everett. Yes. I haven't read Don't Believe Everything You Think, but I have read The Game of Life and How to Play It. Yes, so the You Are Creators, the app they had, the Law of Attraction app, they have a lot of those metaphysician books on there. So a lot of those books I've read or listened to the audio, or read, the free PDF version. So yeah. Oh, thank you, neighbor. Oh, of course. Whenever you want to come up, we love to hear it. We love to hear it. Hey, all love. Hey. Yes, the treasures are awaiting our claim, right? We have to remember we're the prodigal son, right? We are the prodigal son. We are the one who went out and wasted all that they had, and then eventually came to themselves and remembered who they were, right? Coming to yourself, remembering who you are, remembering that you already possess all things, returning to the Father, returning to your own consciousness, your own awareness of being, right? And when And when the prodigal son came to himself, right, there was no condemnation. The father did not slap the hand and say, "Oh my goodness, that's what you get. You shouldn't have wasted all of your time and energy. You should have wasted it." No, returned everything into and gave him his rightful place in the kingdom, right? In the rightful place, the kingdom of his good. There was no condemnation. So that's why Paul reminds you, there is therefore no condemnation to them that are in a higher mind, to them that have awakened to the truth of their being. Too many of us are still condemning ourselves. We're still living in guilt and shame and remorse and regret. And it's time to loose and let that go. Loose and let it go. Oh, nice, Barry. Thank you. Thank you. We're still holding on to those old mindsets. That's the mindset that has to be, right, unalived, right? If any man mind be in Christ Jesus, he is a what? A new creature, a new creation. The old man has passed away, and behold, all things, some things, most things, many things, no, all things become new. So the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you think, the way you speak becomes new, because you recognize what? That you are an ambassador for Christ. You represent the God state, right? You are the royal priesthood, right? You are imitators of God as dear children. Imitate the God that you are, that says, "Let there be," and it is. God wasn't worrying. God wasn't tripping. But this comes through what? Fasting and prayer. You got to learn how to fast from those negative thoughts, from doubt, from fear, from anxiety, from depression, from illness. You got to learn how to fast out those things by what? Giving your attention to the love, the peace, the joy. Philippians 4:8 already told you how to think. This is part of self-mastery and self-concept. How you think about you is what you see in your world. Right? What are your thoughts? Because as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. You are justified by your words, and you're also condemned by them. Right? Your words always betray you. Always. We know you by your fruit, by what you speak, because it's not what goes into a man that defiles him. It's what comes out of them. What are you speaking? Are you speaking blessings or cursings over your life? Are you always complaining and struggling? Talking about how life is a struggle, how life is hard, how life is difficult. You got to be transformed by what? The renewing of your mind. You are snared by the words of your mouth. You are snared by the words of your mouth. Change your words. Your words are power. Who is Olympia reaching nirvana? Yes, as above, as within your mind, right? That's the above. As above, as within you. As within, so without. As above, so below. Same thing. How do you think about yourself? What do you say about you? How do you talk about, what are your thoughts about you and your world? Because that's what you see. You only see the contents of your beliefs, nobody else's. It does not matter what other people think. It only matters what you think. What other people think ain't none of your business. It's none of your business what anyone else thinks. It only matters what you think. Oh, oh. No, I was saying that the world tells you how to think. The world tells you how to think. You get to determine how to think, though. This is your reality. This is your play. This is your movie. This is your script. You're writing it. You get to determine, what does your script look like? What does your world look like? What are you writing? What are you saying? What are you declaring? What are you owning? How do you see your life? Take ownership of it. You got to be bold. You got to be confident. You can no longer be lazy with your thinking. You can't keep being double-minded. You got to be single. You got to know who you are. That you are the power. You are the operant power and you get to dictate. You don't have to walk around in fear and uncertitude and unknowing. Because you said it, that's what makes it so. Because you said it, it makes it so. It's because you said it and for no other reason. So my kids always say, I'm delusional. Anything I go through, I just know it's for the perfection. Yes, yes, yes. That's how we have to be. We have to know that all things work together for our good. I'm not delusional. I'm curating my reality. No delulu here. I'm creating my reality. I get to dictate. I get to say what I get to perceive life how I want to see it. Yes, yes. You have to know that your world doesn't know no. You can call it the universe. You can call it consciousness. You can call it the subconscious mind. It doesn't know no. So you shouldn't know no either. Stop taking no for an answer. Some of us just take whatever life gives us, and then we want to complain about it. You don't have to take whatever life gives you. How about just changing instead of complaining? But we love that victim mentality, right? We love that woe is me mentality. Oh, if my boss would have just had a coulda, shoulda. Oh, if my SP would have, coulda, just woulda, coulda, shoulda. Oh my goodness, if the government coulda, just woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's everybody else's fault. If everybody else had woulda, coulda, shoulda been different. No, if you coulda, woulda, shoulda been different. If you had thought differently, your life would show up differently. That's it. Hello, Teresa, right? Those that are students of Neville Goddard, it's just not Neville Goddard. All those who teach that you're the cause. All those who understand that all is mind. Everyone that understands that is what you believe to be true will be true for you, right? Yes, we reference Neville Goddard because we don't have any writings of his teacher, Abdullah. We only have what he taught Neville Goddard and Dr. Joseph Murphy and Walter C. Lang. But even those three students of Abdullah, they all have different variations of what they learned from Abdullah. If you read each one of those, they all don't teach this truth the same. And no one is. No two people are going to see it from the exact same perspective. I resonate more with Neville and Dr. Joseph Murphy than I do Walter C. Lang. I resonate more with Neville and Dr. Joseph Murphy. I resonate more with Dr. Joseph Murphy when it comes to manifesting, because he was all about the word, right? He was all about giving people what he called affirmations, affirming the truth, right? Didn't necessarily have to visualize. That was Neville thing. Neville liked to create visions in his mind. He loved to use the imagination to create the end state. I know that's not necessary. I know you can just speak the word and it will come. You can choose to create, you walking up a ship and knowing that if you walk up the ship that you can create that reality in you. But I can just say I'm on the ship. I don't have to create the vision of walking up the ship. I can just say I'm on the ship. I actually got to go home. I actually got to do this, right? I know that my words are also pictures. I know my words form pictures. And I'm dealing with infinite intelligence. It knows exactly the best way to bring about the end. All I have to do is know the end is real. All I have to do is remain faithful to my words. That as I think, so shall it be. As I speak, so it is. That if I say let there be, then it is so. Right? Neville helps us remember that there is no cause outside of self. Hey, Allison, I don't even know if I said hi to you, but hey, Allison. There's no cause outside of self. And Neville remains true to that teaching. And so that's why I resonate with him. He never veered to the left or to the right when it came to what's cause. Oh, Auntie Annie's pretzels. Yes, Auntie Anne's pretzels. Yes. Yes, El Glaze said you speak and you imagine and speak in manifestations. Right, right. That's why I say you have to know thyself. You have to know thyself. Hello, Deanna. Right? Because there's no wrong or right way. There's no wrong or right way. That's why some people use vision boards because they don't envision it in their mind, so they create the vision boards, right? Or some people prefer to write it out, right? They prefer to journal or script it, right? Because they believe that's what's going to impress the subconscious with the belief. It's always done unto you as you believe. As you believe. Not as I believe, not as she believed, not as they believed, but as you believe. Is what you believe. Pictures keep us in our past. Vision boards helps us stay focused on desired reality. Well, for me, that's what, right. Because I don't do vision boards. My vision is written in my heart. It is written in the subconscious mind. I don't need to use anything outside of self. There's nothing wrong with them. We just have to, not be so dogmatic and saying that, well, because I do it, that's the only way to do it. No. That's the way for you to do it. And that's okay. People have to realize what works for them. And I think that's where a lot of people get tripped up. They're trying to do it the way the other person does it instead of finding out what works for them. Find out what works for you and then do that. Remain faithful to that. Same with chakras in the 4th house and the 5th house. Right. Don't convince me about it. Right. I don't need to know about it. Right. That's only for you. That's for you. I know that all is mental. All is mind. Because if you're on an island by yourself and you don't have a pen or a paper, you don't have a picture board, you don't have a magazine, what do you have? What do you have? You don't have, a mirror. What do you have? You have your mind. And that's all you need is your mind. You don't have a crystal. You don't have an astrology book. Right. You have your imagination. Exactly. And that's all you need. And again, there's nothing wrong with those tools. But remember, the tools isn't the thing. It's your belief. It's always your faith. It's always your faith. Always your faith. Ray may not be trying to convince, just stating and encouraging folks to use what's right for them. Right. Yeah, if you can hold it in your mind, heart, you can hold it in your hand. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. So I got a rap too. I don't know a lot of rap songs. I know a few, but if they come to mind, I'll do it. It's whatever comes to mind. you know. I know a few rap songs. I do. I know a few. Say two of my mom's friends drive the same vehicle, same car. Oh wow. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yes. I'm just reminding us of scripture. Scripture says, forsake all and follow. Who? Follow me. You got to forsake all. Stop thinking that the cause is outside of self. The cause is not outside of you. The cause is you. You're the cause. So once you change who you say you are, your world reflects that. Your world reflects that. Right? And everybody's saying the same thing. You must go to the end. The end is where you begin. Go to the end and see yourself as already being what you desire to be. You must move from desire to being, from desire to having. Say a friend has a huge following. He talks about the tools, deflating the negative myths about them. There's nothing negative with tools. And yes. Hey. Oh, I put it in the garbage. It looked old. But you can look at it. It's in there now. Here's the thing. We'll always get confirmation of what we believe to be true. There is no wrong or right in anything. No wrong or right or anything. There is no negative or positive. Only thinking makes it so. Right? And we have to remember, just because a lot of people are doing it, don't make it right for you. Just because a lot of people are saying it's okay to do. We are not to be conformed to the world, but we have to be what? Transformed by renewing our mind. We have to know what's right for us, not just because other people say it's so. You have to decide what it is that you want, not because everybody else is saying it. What if nobody else is doing what you're doing? What you ain't gonna do it because ain't nobody else amen in you? Ain't nobody else saying it's right? You ain't gonna do it because you don't got an amen corner? Say, hey, Duchess Delusional. Say, do you think we should stop making wishes like at 11:11? If we wish, we are saying we don't. Again, no wrong or right. If it's fun to do, do it. If you like doing it, why would you stop? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You say, well, it's never worked. Oh. No, that's cool, L Glaze. I mean, to me, everybody is free to have their own opinion, right? Everyone can do whatever feels good for them to do. Here's the thing. I'm not here telling you what you should or shouldn't be doing. I'm telling you to trust in you. I'm telling you, when you get done with all the techniques, when you get done using all the tools, at the end of it all, The reason why you get anything you get is because of your belief in it. And you need to learn you, and you need to trust in you. At the end of the day, this is all about believing in you, trusting in you, knowing what it is that makes you feel good about you. Right. If we're still wishing for, we're still coming from a place, yes, of not having it. Right. You're a God of your own reality. We so stuck on searching outside of ourselves. Yes. When some people say they wish, they believe it'll happen because it's magic, and some people don't really believe it'll happen. Yep. Right. Some people use the Quran, and some people, yeah, the Bible, the Quran, all sacred texts are all about us. It's all about the mind. So if you want to say the mind is a tool, okay, it's a tool. But it's like you're saying that I'm trying to say something is wrong or right. I'm not saying anything is wrong or right. Right. I'm not familiar with the Quran, so I wouldn't be able to use it because I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Quran. I have absolutely no idea what the Quran says, so I couldn't use it. Right? I don't use vision boards because I realized I didn't need it. But someone else may feel like they do. Is it right or wrong? No. And I always say that you don't need to know scripture in order to manifest. I use it because I like it. It's relevant to me, and it helps me relate back to that the Bible was all about me. It was never about something outside of me. That's why I use the scriptures, because I know it's all about me. It's telling us who we are. It's a reminder. We left this as a what? As a way to help us remember who we are. Just like we left the Quran, just like we left the Torah, just like we left the Bhagavad Gita, just like we left the Buddha text, the Tao. All of these are reminders of who we are. I'm just listening. Oh. So like I wanted as a dog as a kid, and my parents would say, "We'll see." Right. I would feel it wasn't going to happen and would imagine oh yes, but I didn't really believe they'd ever say, oh, I think I'm going to try thanks instead of right, Duchess, right. Change the perspective, right. Just give thanks for it, right. Instead of wishing it were so, giving thanks that it's so. Yeah, all the players in the Bible are aspects of ourselves, right? They're reminders of the personification of the mind, right? They're personifications of the mind. That's what the Bible is, a personification of the mind, reminding us how to use the mind to create our every desire. This is how we create our desire, right? Everyone is saying the same thing. We just have a different way of saying it, right? We just have a different, it's all about what resonates with you. What resonates with you? Again, there is no right or wrong. Only thinking makes it so. There is no good or bad. Only thinking makes it so. Everyone has to figure out what works for them. The thing is with techniques is that when that technique is no longer working, you try to find another one. And then when that one no longer works, then you try to find another one. People always are searching for a technique. And I'm just reminding you, you are the technique. You don't need anything outside of your mind. You don't need anything outside of yourself. You only need to believe in you. Exactly. We're saying the same thing. El Glaze, we're not saying anything in opposition to one another. We're saying the same thing. Yes, the tool helps you to trust in you, right? That should be the end result. That the tool you're using is leading you back to you. That's it. The tools that you use should lead you to trust in you, not in the tool, not in the technique. Yes, yes, yes. Is that Jade? Yeah, we find our own recipe for what works. Yes, but when you say, well, I didn't say that, or that's not what I mean, it make it sound like I'm saying something other than what you're saying. So then clarify, because it sounds like we're not in agreement. Every time I say something, you're like, well, that's not what I meant. I'm not saying that. That's not what I said. So let's be in agreement then. So that we're on one accord, that it doesn't sound like there is a disagreement. Because if I say something to what you said, you're like, well, that ain't what I meant. That's not what I said. I'm not saying that. So then it sounds like we're not saying the same thing, that we're having two opposing views. So are we having the same are we having opposing views, or are we saying the same thing? That yes, tools help you to believe in you. Because that's all I'm saying. That tools are there to help you, lead you back to you. That the tool should never lead you outside of you, or to trust in the tool, but to trust in you, to believe in you. That's the whole purpose of the tool. That's the whole purpose of the technique, to have you to believe in you. Never anything outside of you. That it's always you. Okay, so but you keep saying what you didn't say instead of saying what you are saying. Do you see the difference in that? You can say, oh, I didn't say that. Well, I didn't say it. So then just say what you're saying. Instead of saying, well, I didn't say that, I didn't mean that, just say, this is what I'm saying. This is what I said, so I can get clarification of what you mean. Because to tell me what you didn't say doesn't tell me what you mean. It just tells me what you didn't say. Oh, okay. So now you're saying I'm not giving grace. Interesting. I'm just going to leave that right there. Everybody is entitled to their perspective. Everybody's entitled to interpret things as they see fit. Again, there's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. I'm going to continue to say things on my platform as I see fit. You either rock with it or you don't. You either roll with it or you won't. Because I'm not going to change how I deliver what I'm saying, because I know I'm just telling you to believe in you. Okay, well, that's your perspective and you're entitled to it. I'm not gonna argue with that. If that's how you see it, then that's how you see it. Everyone sees things according to everyone always only sees their own consciousness. That's what I do know. You can only see your own consciousness. Hey, Lola, hey. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. So we good. It's all good. It's all good. Say it. Yeah, if you say so, right. All things are possible. You can you can date whoever you want as long as you see yourself with them. All things are possible. Absolutely. No, you do not have to agree all the time. You're exactly right. That's the beautiful thing, is that you get to have your own perspective as always. That's what brings about diversity, right? And uniqueness is that everyone doesn't have to be in lockstep agreement with the other person and be okay with that. So, hello, Allison. You said, "Can I speak more on seeing only your own consciousness?" Yes, we can only see what other people are saying based on our own beliefs, based on our own perspectives. That's what we'll see. We can only understand one another based on our assumptions about any topic. So we'll always only see what we believe to be true, regardless of what the other person is saying. If we think that things should be a certain way, it doesn't matter what the other person is saying or doing, we're only going to see how we perceive it. That's why there's not one world. There's as many worlds as there are people in the world, because everyone will always have their own perceived reality. That's why it's not about trying to convince someone of something, right? You can't convince someone of something that, people are always only going to believe what they accept. And that's how it should be. You should live your life based on your perspective, based on your premises, not on anyone else's. I told you to go to another platform. Okay, if I said that, that's not what I was saying. If that's what you heard, I don't recall saying that. No, I said what I'm going to do on my platform. I didn't tell you to go to another platform. I said that I'm going to continue to say what I'm going to say on my platform. I said you could leave. I don't recall saying that, but if you said that's what you heard, why are you crying, Troy White? I don't. I said I wasn't going to change my platform. I wasn't going to change the way I deliver what I said. I don't know if that's what you took it. If that's how you took it, I mean, I'm not here to like say that that's not what you heard, because if that's your perception of what I was saying, then I mean, I don't know. Oh. No, it's okay that everyone doesn't agree. It's a conversation, right? It's a perspective. This isn't this no harm, no foul. This is no harm, no foul. But everybody is entitled to hear things from their own point of view. I'm just saying that even though you may be hearing me say one thing and you're not in agreement with it, I'm not going to change it. That's what I'm saying, right? Like, you have your personalized perspective of what I'm saying, and you don't totally agree with that. Yes, you shouldn't totally agree with it. I'm saying because you don't agree with it, I'm not going to change it. That's all I'm saying. And I shouldn't, right? I shouldn't change it just because you don't agree with it. Just like you shouldn't change your perspective just because you don't agree with me, right? Like, both can be true at the same time, right? Like, we can have two different opinions and still be okay with the disagreement, right? Got you, Troy. Got you. Got you. I feel you. I feel you. So yes, let's get back to self-concept. Self-concept. Thank you. Thank you. You always need somebody to redirect you. I appreciate you, Troy. Right. Let's redirect self-concept. Self-concept is key because it's your consciousness that you'll see always. You always only see your self-concept. You'll never see anyone else's. You only see your thoughts about a thing. Is what you think about you is what you'll see. Is about what you think about the world is what you'll see. Right? Always. And it's always about changing your perspective of you. And changing your perspective of you is not thinking that something is wrong with you or you need to fix you. It's about recognizing that you're perfect, that you're whole, complete, and entire, and you lack no good thing. It's about actualizing the God state. Say, right, my own lesson in real time. Right, Tam, right. Exactly. Yes, the self-concept, how we see ourselves, right? How we see ourselves is how we'll experience this world, right? And everything is about coming to accepting who you are, regardless of what anybody else think. Too many times we try to seek validation in others instead of seeking validation within self, right? Seek validation in self. Know who you are and change for no one, right? Know who you are. Believe in you. Because you only can answer to you, right? Yeah, we can only answer to ourselves. Trying to change who you are to benefit another, you lose yourself. That's what a lot of people say, right? I lost myself. I forgot who I was because of this person. I gave everything to them. I did everything that they wanted to do. I saw myself in their eyes instead of seeing myself in my own eyes. And people lose themselves trying to what? Appease another. Hey, love and life. Welcome. So it's all about self-mastery, self-concept, right? Say the law gonna test you at all times just to make sure you're landing on business. hey, exclamations. Not test you, Kelly Janae. Not test you. I don't look at it as testing. I look at it shows you exactly what you believe. And if you don't like it, you what? You change it. Your life is always going to show you what state you're occupying. And if you don't like it, you change it. You don't have to accept it. You get to think of it differently. You don't judge it, right? Because judging it justifies it. You don't judge it, you don't justify it, you change it. Too many of us justify the experience. Too many people try to. Law validated the agreement, the contract. Yeah, too many of us are judging and justifying, which is why we can't let go of the old story. When you stop justifying, right? When you stop justifying it, when you stop judging it, then that's how you can easily let go of the old story. But as soon as you try to make excuses for why you did a thing, for why you said a thing, now you're reaffirming it. Now you're giving it life. Now you're giving it your attention. When the whole point was to take your mind away from it, to take your attention away from it, and give your attention to the new story. Oh, yes, Teresa, yes. Say, what would I tell myself in the moment of doing that? I tell myself, oh, I don't think that way anymore. I don't think that way. That's the old story. See, I notice a lot of, and a lot of these words that you all say are new to me because I just don't talk like that. So I notice a lot of people will say, "Oh, I was triggered," or "Oh, I spiraled," or a bad day. I don't affirm things that I don't want to experience. I don't affirm them. I just decide to change them. Because I could be in a conversation and not be aware of what I'm saying. And then maybe a day or so later, I'll replay the conversation in my mind, like, "Oh, yeah, I don't like how I said that. Actually, what happened was I said this. Actually, what happened was I said nothing. I revise things I don't like." If in the moment it's happening and I'm aware, I'll just stop talking and I'll say within myself, "Oh, I'm not having that conversation. I don't agree with that, or I don't. That's the old story." The power of awareness. The awareness is key, Allison. The awareness is key. You have to pay attention to what you're paying attention to. You have to be mindful. You have to realize your conversation. You really have to be aware of what you're saying. And it really is a practice. You have to practice the new story. That's why how you're going to sleep at night is you're practicing. That inner conversation when no one else is around, what we like to call affirmations, Neville Goddard calls inner conversations, right? It's that inner dialogue that's going on when no one else is around, or that conversation you're having, those impromptu conversations that you're having with someone. How is that conversation going? What does that conversation look like? Pay attention to the words that are coming out of your mouth, because those words tell you what state you occupy. It tells you what you really believe. So be aware. And when you notice that your conversation is in opposition to your desire, change it. Don't criticize it. Don't judge it. Just decide to change it. Yes, it's all due to me, and I'm having fun with it. Yes, yes. Say, is it possible to change my appearances with law of assumption? Hey, Big Mac. Yes, absolutely. Because it's what you assume about yourself. You'll start to do things that what match those thoughts about you. That's why you want to change your self-concept first before you take any actions on the outside. Because I know many people, like especially people that's overweight, right? Those who I know many people that have like the bariatric surgery, right? Even after they've lost so much weight, they've lost hundreds of pounds, they still see themselves as overweight. They're forever trying to manifest the perfect weight because they never got the perfect weight in their mind. They never became conscious of being that person. They thought doing the outside would fix the inside. Right? So you see that about with people with different what is it called, bulimia or anorexia, right? In their mind, they see themselves one way as opposed to how their body is dysmorphia, right? That's why you want to get it in your mind. It's about getting it in your mind first before you do anything outwardly. Because once you do it mentally, you automatically do what's necessary outwardly. It's as within, so without. So get the self-concept right. And then your world will look as greater, better than what you could have imagined. See, right, I cut myself off mid-sentence solo call. Okay. Child, all anyway, so right. We cannot be scared to talk to ourselves. We cannot be afraid to have that inner dialogue, to have that inner conversation with ourselves. We cannot be scared to, we just need to talk to ourselves more. Talk to yourself. Don't be afraid to talk to yourself. When you see yourself going down that slippery slope, That's where you give yourself grace. That's where you give yourself grace, right? You extend grace to yourself, and you don't beat yourself up, and you don't judge yourself for going down a slippery slope. Go down a slippery slope, and then what? Revise it. We gotta stop taking stuff so seriously. It don't have to be that serious. You get to change it. This your world. You get to change it. Thank you, God King. Thank you. Yes, yes, the most beautiful combos. Yes, yes. Nothing is set in stone. But we make it too serious, and we're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I spiraled. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I was triggered. Oh my goodness, I can't. Like, don't make a mountain out of a molehill. You don't have to accept that experience. You have mercy. Mercy in the form of repentance. You get to think differently. You get to change your mind. You don't have to accept anything. That is the mercy of the infinite mercy. You always have the opportunity to change anything. Use it. Don't be scared to revise, to change, to perceive it differently. If it's something that you were experiencing you didn't like, it's okay. And you got to expect no apologies. You don't have to expect no, anybody coming saying, I'm sorry. No, there's nothing to be sorry or apologetic about. Why? Because you created it. It's your creation. No shame, no guilt, no remorse, no regret. All you got to do is change it. Don't nobody owe you nothing but to love you. That's it. That's what you need to understand. Nobody owes you anything but to love you. That's it. And even then, some people got a difficult time doing that. Because some people don't even know what that is. A lot of people don't even know what love is. Exactly. All right, affirmations. Yes, I can change it when I want to. Absolutely. You can change it whenever you want to. There is nothing concrete. Everything is malleable, as they say. Everything is moldable, right? You go back to the potter's house, which is the imagination. If you created something, imagined something, and it was unfavorable for you, you take it back to the potter's house. You go within, and then what? You recreate it until it's suitable, until it's to your liking. Hey, spiritual sounds. So you say you're having a hard time getting over anger from situations. The reason is that you think people need to be differently than they are. Can you accept people as they are without them needing to change for you to feel good about yourself? Because that's really the question. Do I need others to be different so I can be happy? Or can I be in a place of love where I can just accept people for what they are and for who they are without needing them to be different for me to feel good? A lot of us think that other people have to be a certain way in order for us to feel happy. Well, guess what? You may never be happy if you're waiting for someone else to feel to be different. Okay, but those are your thoughts about it, spiritual sounds, right? And those are your thoughts about it. So here's the thing. This is what you have the ability to do. You have the ability to reject all stories and change them. You don't have to accept any behavior. And where does the change start? The change starts in the mind. Now what you say about them is what? You say, actually, these people are encouraging, inspiring, uplifting, and very respectful towards me. They only deal honestly with me. You can really choose to perceive people differently, but this is a choice. You have to choose this. You have to choose in your mind to see people as being encouraging, kind, understanding, honest, and loyal. You have to choose that though. Or you continue to see them as you've been seeing them, as liars and dishonest and, disrespectful. Then you'll continue to have that same experience. But once you decide to perceive them differently, you'll have a different experience with them. Yep. That's it. We see them wear the mask we give them. Give them a different role to play. This is your story. Write a different role for them to play. That's it. That's it. Affirm positively until you believe it. That's it. That's what transformation starts. It all starts in the mind. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. How you think about others is how you experience them. It's your thoughts you're experiencing, not theirs. It's your thoughts. You perceive them a certain way, so guess what? That's how you're experiencing them, and that's how you're going to act from those beliefs, always. Yes, yes. It only feels strange, right? Because it's new. It's different. It's different. It's a different way, right? Yep. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. The more you do it, the easier. So the more you practice it, the more you rehearse the new character, right? This is a new role you've created for yourself. So you have to rehearse that new character. You have to rehearse the new role. This is your script. You get to edit it at any time. You can edit. You are the editor in chief of your life. You get to revise. You get to change it as many times as you deem necessary, right? How many times shall I forgive my brother? 70 times 7. That 7 is the spiritual number for perfection, right? It's infinite. You continue to forgive as many times as need be. Right? Because forgiving means what? To forget. You forget the old story. You forget how you used to see them. You used to see them as negative, as liars, as disrespectful. Now you're going to tell the new story. And now you're going to remember them differently. You're going to repent. You're going to have a radical change of mind. Now you're going to only think of the lovely. Now you're only going to think of the just, of the true, of the honorable. If there be any praise, if there be any good report. These are the things you're going to think on now when you think of them. This is a practice, though. We must practice this. We must choose this. Choose you this day who you will serve. What mind are you serving? Are you serving life? Choose life. Choose life. There's only life. There's only life. Life is all there is. And that life is the light of all men. Yep. It's how we're perceiving our reality, is how we're going to experience it. It's your world. You get to write the rules. There is no should or shouldn't. There is no must or mustn't. It's all about what is it? What do you want? All right, all right. That's okay, Michael. Just right now, forgive yourself, right? Forgive yourself. That's the first step. Forgive yourself for thinking the way that you were thinking. You're not forgiving yourself means what? You're not going to live in remorse or regret. No shame, no guilt. You thought the way you thought, and that's okay. Now guess what you get to do? You get to change it. You get to plant new seeds. You get to plant seeds that's going to produce a new harvest. And this harvest is planted with what? This harvest, this seeds that you're planting now is what? Love and compassion, understanding, grace, peace, joy. That's what you're planting now, right? And you're going to forget, let go of the former. You're never going to remember it anymore. It's not going to come to mind. Hey, do this with me. Welcome. Hello, Zariah. Welcome. You're welcome. Because the only one that's remembering what happened, Mr. F and Michael, is you. You're the only one remembering it. These things only happened in your mind. Yes, Zariah. Yes, that is beautiful. That is amazing. And so we are streaming on TikTok and on YouTube. Say, is it okay to think about financial security all of the time? It seems to consume my mind. Think about it from a happy place, Sporty. When you think of it, how do you think of it? Do you think of it from a calm, relaxed state? From a joyful place? Oh, Crystal! All right. Yes, Crystal got her bonus. I remember you were talking about that bonus, Crystal. Yes. That is beautiful. Yes, we love to hear the success stories. Yes. Let me do that again because I don't know if I had my volume down low. Make sure TikTok caught that wow. YouTube caught that wow. Yes, let's do another wow. Money. Got money. Woo. Money. Yes. Yes, we love bonuses. I did it. Wow. Yes. That's some, yes. Yep, you got to claim it. And here's the thing with money, right? When it comes to money, I found that a lot of times we think we don't have enough when we have more than enough. Sometimes you have to I did this a couple of times for myself and some people in my family to help them understand that they had more than enough. I had them write out all of their bills, all the things that must be paid, and deduct it from the net that they will bring in monthly, right? And then pay attention to what are you spending the surplus on, right? My sister had found out that she was spending hundreds of dollars on coffee a month, maybe about, I don't know, $600 or $700 a month on coffee. And she realized that was not necessary, that she wanted to make a change. I didn't tell her what to do with her money, right? She just decided that that wasn't something that her money really needs to be going to, And then my sister-in-law, she did that, and she was able to see that she could not only pay all of her mortgage and all of her bills, and that she had a surplus, and that she could actually put her children in their extracurricular activities, and because sometimes we think that the money isn't there because we're not paying attention to where it goes. And I just think I'm not in agreement with budgeting. I'm not saying that you should budget, but sometimes I think you should pay attention to where the money is going so you can see that you actually have more than you think you have. Sometimes we're just, doing things out of habit and not being really aware of what's going on financially with our money. And if we would take time to sit down and just write out everything, and then we could see it and we'd be like, oh, wow, I actually make this amount of money. And this is what my bills are. And I actually have this extra to do whatever I want, because you want to make sure you put the groceries down, your utilities down, right? Whatever it is that is a monthly thing for you, whether it's a car payment, whatever it is, your internet, phone bill, whatever. And then you can see that you actually have way more than you possibly thought you did. I think that's a great activity to do, especially for those who want to change their mindset regarding money. When you want to change, because you want to be able to look at it and then get a different perspective about it. Hey, Eden, you said derealization and anxiety, where your realization is based on your self-concept, right? So you can't stop that, but you can change it. You can change what you're experiencing based on your thoughts about it. So all you have to do is change your thoughts about your reality, and then your reality will change it. And to help with anxiety, you have to choose to be present. You have to choose to be in the present moment. And anytime you decide to live in the end of your desire, right, which is making your there here and your then now, right, to live in the end, seeing yourself as already being that person, you do it with a calmness without trying to figure out the how. Your anxiety comes from worrying and thinking the worst. Now you want to change that into not worry and know the best. Know that the thing you asked for, the thing that you see yourself as already being, actually already exists. It's a done deal. You have to train yourself not to think about how it's going to happen. And I know in the beginning that seems a little weird. It seems a little strange. It seems a little different because for the longest time, you have always thought that you were making a thing happen. Now you're coming to realize, no, you were never making anything happen. Things were happening based on your thoughts about it. That's the only reason anything ever happened was because why? How you thought about it. Had you thought differently, you'd responded, you'd reacted differently. Your acts, your behaviors would have been different had you only thought differently. That's why the scriptures tells you to be transformed by renewing your mind, by changing the way you think about your life. Then everything else will begin to change. Right thinking produces right action. Tell yourself that. Right thinking produces right action. So when I think wealth, I'm going to do things that's going to confirm I'm wealthy. When I think loving thoughts, I'm going to see loving thoughts. And those thoughts are going to show up as what? As people. People are only thought forms, right? People are only your thoughts made manifest. So not only will it be the people, it will be the situations, the circumstances, the events. Everything that occurs in your world will be what? Based on your thoughts. Hello to Keisha, Takasha. How have you kept yourself in the knowledge, belief? Is that the same thing? Yes, through practice. I meditate daily. I spend time with myself daily. I'm talking to myself daily. I read different books. I'm watching inspirational videos. This is my life. This is a lifestyle. I don't take it off. I wear it. It's a part of me. I embody this. I wanted to be different. That was a choice I made. I wanted to be different. I wanted to self-actualize. You have to choose it. Because if you don't choose, somebody else going to make the choice for you. You have to choose it. Daily choose it. You have to choose it. You must be intentional. You must want it. You must want it. You have to be the moth to the flame that wanted to know the flame so much it was willing to what? Unalive itself to be one with it. Right? You have to be willing to let go of those old concepts of yourself that told you you weren't good enough, that you were less than, that you were unworthy, unwanted. You have to be willing to let go of those old beliefs and choose to tell the new story that I am God and beside me there is no other. That I am the ambassador of Christ. I represent the God state, the kingdom of my good. Every time I go out into this world, they're seeing a representative of Christ, of the God mind, the God state. And I'm treated accordingly to that state. That whatever I say, it must be, because why I said it. Because I'm imitating God, who said, let there be, and it was. I'm not trying to figure out how to do it, because that's not my work. I'm just told to believe I received it, and what? I shall have it. I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm not trying to figure out what day, when, how. That's none of my business, because it's already done. I'm just supposed to live in the end. Know that the thing I asked for already belongs to me. And I'm going to be prepared to receive the blessing, right? So I'm going to dig my ditches. He prepares the table in the presence of my enemies, right? In the presence of those thoughts that doubted, those limiting beliefs that tried to say, oh, it can't happen. How is that going to take place? Right? Because my enemy is my inner me. That's the Satan, the doubter, the adversary that tried to say, oh, it's impossible. You don't have enough money. You don't have the right education. You don't have the right networking. You know, you were born the wrong color. Yeah, see, those are the limitations. Those are the Satans that must be rebuked and say, oh, rebuke you. I never knew you. Say, if my friend's SP came in, how does she maintain contact? Heavy on rebuke. Say, if my friend's SP came in, how does she? I don't understand what you mean. If the SP came in, how does she maintain contact? Don't think that contact could ever be lost. Be in the moment. Be in the moment. Enjoy the moment. Be present. Be thankful for the now moment. Just be thankful for the now moment. Enjoy the communication that's taking place now. Right? Scripture tells you don't need to worry about tomorrow. Just be concerned about the now. Because tomorrow never comes anyway. There's no tomorrow. There's only now. Can we just learn to be present? Can we just learn to be in the now moment, to appreciate what's happening right now? That's the biggest key. Being present now, focusing on right now, on what is in this moment. Enjoying it right now. That's why self-concept, man, self-mastery, it is so key. Because when you change that self-concept, when you master your mind, when you discipline your thoughts, and you come to the recognition that why shouldn't I have what I'm supposed to have because I'm God? Why is having what I desire some, weird thing? But that's because we don't accept who we are. we question our authority, our dominion. But that's what has to be transformed, that mindset that tells you that you're not enough, that you're less than, that you're undeserving, that you're unworthy. And so in order for you to prove that you're worthy or deserving, you think you have to work for it. So you try to figure out ways to make yourself believe that you're worthy of the thing. When no work, man should not be justified by works. The only thing that justifies you is your faith, is your belief in you. Once you get the belief in you, the work is automatic. So you want to be a certain weight, right? You want to be physically fit. You got the mindset that that my body is the perfect weight, the perfect size. And you're believing this and you're accepting this and you're giving thanks for it every day. And you're reminding yourself, you look in the mirror and say, oh my goodness, I love my perfect weight. You're going to sleep every night, confirming this about yourself. Do you know that whatever is required for you to maintain the weight that you desire, you will do? Whether it's going to the gym, whether it's changing your diet, whatever it is necessary for you. It may not be for anybody else. I don't know what you may get on the Atkins diet. You may do the what is that? The keto diet. You may decide that you're not going to eat sugar or bread or flour, or you may not do any of those things. The weight is just going to naturally fall off. I don't know what it is necessary for you to maintain that weight. But whatever it is necessary for you, you will do. For you, not anybody else. Yes, right. Yes. It takes a while to feel it for real, but that's part of the processing. Yep. That's why you got to practice it. You got to practice it. Rehearsing the state is key. That's why you got to impress that subconscious with the new belief, with the knowing that you already are it. You fall asleep in the state knowing that you are it. You got to transform your mind. You got to think differently. You got to see yourself as already being it. Fall asleep in the state or create the state akin to sleep. But this is how you impress the subconscious. Everybody wants to know how to do it quicker. How to do it quicker. What's the fastest way? Sleep, meditation. That's the fastest way, because that's when you get that reasoning mind out of the way and it can't argue with you, right? As you telling the subconscious mind what it is you want to experience in your world, you're telling your subconscious mind, hey, I want this. I'm beautiful in this perfect size, this weight. This is the weight. I said I have to buy new clothes because I can't fit any of the old clothes because I've lost so much weight. Right? This is how you're talking. This makes it real to you. It's your inner conversation, your inner dialogue. You're hearing people telling you, oh my goodness, what did you do? You lost so much weight. He's like, I can't even tell you. I just started saying my body was the perfect weight, and the weight just fell off. I can't even tell you if I tried. I don't even know. I just started loving my body. I started every night going to sleep telling my body how beautiful it was, and the weight just fell off. I really can't even tell you what I did. Yes. Chamomile tea. Yes. You say, yes, I've been gaining it. So it was said, let us have dominion over all the earth. Absolutely. Yes, I took that little clip note from Gloria. Oh, okay. Not familiar with her songs, but I've heard of her. Oh, you're welcome, Miss B. Yep, you have to be the person who has it already. Say, jokingly complimenting myself. Right. That's beautiful. It is done for you. Allow yourself to receive it. We are gods in our own right. Absolutely. And it does take courage. It does take courage to believe differently than what you have been believing all of your life. right? All of your life, you believed a certain way. You thought these things to be true, right? And then you come to the realization that everything you were told was just a narrative. It was just a story. And now you get to tell a different story. But it is going to take what? Trust and faith to actualize the new version, the true version. Because it's not even that it's new, it's what's true. The truth is that you are the God of your experience. And you get to say what that looks like. You get to say what it looks like by claiming that you're the God of your experience. You get to change it. You get to tell a different story. You get to tell a different narrative. Right, like for me, I had all this info as a child, but they convinced me it was false. Oh, and or bad wrong. Yeah. Now I'm relearning and able to process and articulate everything. Yes, yes. It was all for the experience though, right? And the best thing to do is not to judge it, not to criticize it, just to what? Change it. But that's my time, guys. Thank you so much for joining me here this morning. Tonight, I'll be back at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will be having the book club. We're reading our first book, The 5 Lessons by Neville Goddard. We're finishing up the first lesson. Thank you guys for the 25,000 likes. Really appreciate it. Yes, yes, yes. So we're finishing up the first lesson by Neville Goddard, that consciousness is the only reality. So it's really good. Come back and join us. You can go to the Facebook group to grab the PDF, or you can just Google 5 Lessons by Neville Goddard to get the free PDF version if you want to come and join us. I offer free ebook bundle in my link tree. You get the daily diamond gems, the recipe for life. These 4 steps up here is found in that book. And you also get the 30-day journey, transformation journey. These books will help you transform your thinking so you can begin to accept who you truly are. That I am the Lord, and beside me, there is no other God. Hope to see you guys later tonight. Have a great Saturday.